rude awakening. Angel sat atop a frizzled sea of pink, his tiny little bunny eyes squinting in the sun. It was time to wake up Fluttershy. They were burning daylight. The white bunny jumped and landed on the pink Pegasus's head. He repeated the act until Fluttershy was more wide awake than Rarity in a jewel mine. Every time Angel jumped on Fluttershy's head, the shy yellow mare let out a small squeak, much akin to a baby mouse.
"Oh, Angel dear, did I sleep late?"
She yawned and listened for the cheerful birds that usually greeted her in the morning. They were absent. Yawning again, she opened the shutters on a window and peered outside. The sun was not even fully up yet, casting everything in Celestia's domain with a soft pink and orange aura.
Angel Bunny? Why did you have to wake me this early?"
Mildly surprised, Fluttershy was not mad, for she sometimes got up this early on her own accord to tend to the roosters. Angel cast an exasperated look in her direction and scampered towards the door. Fluttershy's door was perhaps one of the sturdiest structures in all of Equestria, built to resist wild animals and fortified to protect her from angry ponies and friends alike. Only Fluttershy could open this door without having to force it. There was just one problem. Many critters have had trouble opening the door, and this was the exact same door that Angel was struggling with. As soon as Fluttershy opened the door for the tiny bunny, Angel bolted out the door. He skid to a halt outside one of the bushes that adorned Fluttershy's cottage. Fluttershy trotted up to said bush, had absolutely no idea what Angel was doing. Perhaps there was a nest of chicks inside the bush? It was Easter after all. No pony knew what exactly they celebrated Easter for, but it was said that the holiday was over 1,000 years old, dating back from the time before the princesses ruled. It was a time to celebrate spring, and it occurred a few weeks after winter wrap-up. Fluttershy loved Easter. It was a time for baby animals to come out of their nests and frolic in the warm sun. Usually the ponies had a small Easter egg hunt, but it was mostly for foals. Something about how the young ones would dive around obstacles looking for the small plastic eggs so they could crack them open and eat whatever sweet treats was on the inside made the older ponies smile. Angel reached inside the bush and pulled out an egg. It was fake, and Fluttershy knew it contained some sort of candy. She cracked it open, but candy didn't fall out. Carrots did. The vegetables fell at Fluttershy's hooves, and all she could do was stare at them. Fluttershy flipped over the egg. It had the name Carrot Top in block print letters.
"Angel? What is this?"
The yellow Pegasus was confused. Why would some pony place an egg full of carrots in her bush? And why would it be only for Carrot Top? Unless... Fluttershy gazed upon the yard. She saw a green egg on which Dr. Hooves was written on it. Another, poorly disguised as a rock, bore the title of Scootaloo. Fluttershy understood now. Some pony had hidden eggs all around Ponyville, hoping the townspeople could have fun searching for their very own egg. She wondered where her own egg was. A small cough told Fluttershy that Angel was getting impatient. She looked down to see the small bunny motioning towards the bustling town. Clearly he wanted to go there. Fluttershy let the little bunny scamper onto her back and took off for town, keeping a brisk pace and letting the gentle morning breeze caress her. On the contrary, Ponyville was in a state of complete chaos. Ponies were either shouting, arguing, fighting, or running around. 2 Earth ponies were arguing about stolen candy, while one pair was debating over the theft of a pilfered lyre. Fluttershy, frightened by all the noise, stared around the town square to find a familiar face. Angel covered his ears. Fluttershy did not have to look far. In one corner, arguing with a dark blue and gold Pegasus, was Applejack, without her hat. The 2 ponies' argument just added to the cacophony of noise in the square.
I'm telling you, you took my hat, Storm Sprinter.
Applejack looked furious at the stallion.
No way!
Storm Sprinter argued just as loud as Applejack.
You took my hoofy stick.
Indeed, the picture on Storm Sprinter's flank was 2 hoofy sticks and a puck.
Tell you what,
Applejack fumed, face to face with her accuser.
if you give my hat back right soon, I won't. Oh, hey Fluttershy, good to see y'all. Buck your face off!
The town square was ringing with similar threats. Fluttershy's voice was nearly inaudible.
Excuse me? Excuse me!
Fluttershy's voice rose in volume as her assertiveness training kicked in. The 2 ponies fell silent, along with every other pony in the square. Fluttershy gulped. Every pony was staring at her. Thankfully, out of nowhere, Twilight Sparkle rushed in to inadvertently save her. "Attention, every pony!" the Lavender Unicorn shouted, drawing their attention from Fluttershy to her. "As you may already know, all of you are missing various objects. These were not stolen by other ponies, but in fact, they ended up inside these." Twilight held up an egg, inscribed with the moniker Applejack.
Hey!
Applejack shouted.
I never wrote my name on an egg. What's it doing there?
Well,
Twilight continued,
your belongings that have gone missing might have ended up in the egg somehow.
Twilight opened the egg, revealing to the masses of ponies Applejack's missing hat. As the orange cow mare dashed up to Twilight in order to retrieve her hat, Fluttershy leaned down to Angel.
Angel, how did you know about this?
The small bunny motioned to himself.
You mean you hid all those eggs?
The bunny nodded. Fluttershy was completely surprised. Angel slept with her last night, cuddled amongst the sheets. There was no way he could have hid all of these eggs. Up above, Twilight was finishing her address to the crowd.
I repeat, your belongings were not stolen.
Told ya.
Whispered Storm Sprinter, earning himself a punch in the leg from Applejack.
But instead, they are hidden around Ponyville in little eggs.
So Twilight shouted to the crowd, "Let the hunt begin." The citizens of Ponyville erupted into cheers as they dispersed to find their stuff. All around, Ponyvillians were finding their lost treasures. Fluttershy saw some of her friends open their own eggs. Rainbow Dash opened her egg to find her lost Wonderbolts action figures, although she was quick to conceal the toy from sight. Fluttershy saw joy in her eyes. As they passed by Carousel Boutique, she witnessed Ditsy Doo recover a lost batch of muffins. As happy that she was that her friends were finding their lost possessions, she still had yet to find her own. Fluttershy looked everywhere she could think of. The library, Sugar Cube Corner, even a very short venture in the everfree forest, but she could not find her egg. She pleaded with Angel to tell her where it was, eliciting a sly grin and a shake of the head from the small rabbit. While trotting down Main Street, she was greeted by 3 fillies, infamously known to all as the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Scootaloo had just found her egg, and the other 2 fillies were urging her to open it. As Scootaloo cracked open the cheap plastic container, the other 2 Crusaders were silent for a moment. Finally, Sweetie Belle pulled Scootaloo's lost treasure and stared at it.
Scootaloo? Is this a lock of Rainbow Dash's hair?
It was now almost sunset, and the majority of Ponyville had found their own eggs. All except Fluttershy. Trudging back to her quaint little cottage, she looked at Angel, disappointed, with tears in her eyes. She was the only one who hadn't found her egg yet. As most people know, nobody can resist feeling sorry for Fluttershy when she's crying. No one, not even a sadistic little bunny. When he reached the cottage, he gave Fluttershy a look that said simply, "Stay here." He scampered inside the house, returning a few moments later, carrying a large yellow egg. The name on the egg stated Fluttershy.
Oh, Angel, thank you. I wonder what it could be.
Fluttershy hadn't been missing anything, but she figured it was because Angel would never steal from her. She opened the plastic egg, revealing her lost treasure to be Angel. Confused, Fluttershy looked from one angel to another, and then again. They were both real, but as far as Fluttershy knew, only one could be her angel bunny. The sleeping bunny in the egg finally awoke. When he saw Fluttershy, he frowned and kicked the egg over, splintering it in the process. Fluttershy was certain that the newly awakened bunny was Angel. No other living creature had that bad a temper.
But if this is Angel, then who are you?
She inquired towards the bunny that had been accompanying her all day. The unknown bunny gave Fluttershy a salute and quickly sprinted off into the sunset, leaving the laughter of discord in its wake. Support me on Patreon and Ko-fi, links in the description. Thanks for listening, and be sure to subscribe. Good night, every pony.